Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. Major League Baseball on tap. It's the San Francisco Giants and the Chicago Cubs. First pitch coming at you right after the break.
And now, please welcome your Chicago Cubs.
Just about set to go. And the pitcher for this one, Matthew Boyd. How about a scouting report on him?
Well, coming into this game, hitters are batting under 250 against this starting pitcher. So it just shows you how effective he's been. He's been able to move his pitches around, add and subtract, change up the look so that hitters don't get too comfortable and start squaring up the baseball. We'll see what he's got in this one.
Fastball is outside.
3-1.
Ground ball left side, and that's just foul. And a 3-2. Swings and misses, struck him out.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
Willie Adames stands in. Now he breaks his bat. Makes the catch. And there's two away.
Batting third.
Now we take a peek at the Giants lineup. It's Singy against the southpaw on the mound. The Skippers loaded this lineup with righty bats.
Certainly following the conventional wisdom here, Boo. That extra split second can make a big difference for a hitter. So these righty batters will need to take advantage and make this tactical move pay off.
And digging in for San Francisco, Jung-Hoo Lee. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Here's a high chopper. Giants go in order. Nothing doing there for San Francisco. And now it'll be the Cubs' turn in a scoreless ball game. You're dialed into the show. Back here at the friendly confines. Towing the slab in today's game, Landon Root.
Well, you know this guy wants to be better than that. I mean, the ERA is bloated. He understands that he's got to put his team in a better position to win ball games. And at this point, you have to forget about your own individual stats, and you have to go out there and attack and try to get that W. And if you do that, you'll look up, and most likely that ERA will have dropped over time.
1-2. Two and two.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Can't get there, and now maybe extra bases. Into second easily with a leadoff double.
Everything came together perfectly for him right there. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. So here's Kyle Tucker now.
2-1.
This one in the dirt. This one popped up. Adames. One down.
Batting third, The right fielder.
Time now for the Chicago Cubs lineup. One guy leading the way offensively for this club right now, Seiya Suzuki.
Well, Boog, there aren't many guys who have a flair for the big moment like he does. I mean, batting over 400 with runners in scoring position. Are you kidding me? I know it's not guaranteed or an automatic, but I hope we get to see him in a close, late-game situation with runners in scoring position and just see, is he truly a machine or not?
Bounce to the left side. Fires to first on the run, and very nicely done for the out. So the go-ahead run in scoring position. So now it's the Cubs hitter in the 4-hole, Michael Busch. That misses, and a count 2-1.
He's a bad ball hitter, so even if you get him to chase pitches outside the zone, he still might beat you. Not an easy out by any means.
Hard hit, right side. Chapman over to first in time. And that is that. Cubs leave one, scoreless after one. Second inning set to go. Here's the veteran second baseman, Matt Chapman. The wind of the pitch. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Another 1-2. And that's in the dirt.
2-2.
Swing and a miss. There's the changeup. Gets to it, on to first. In time to get him. One away on the strikeout. And now it's Wilmer Flores. The 1-1 is fouled off. One down, base is empty.
2-2.
Time to check on our umpires. Earl Hendricks calling balls and strikes.
Yeah, well-liked umpire, Boog. Pretty consistent with his zone, so if you're familiar with him and how he works, you won't get too surprised by anything. Sometimes he'll give a little bit off the corner, but nothing too crazy at all.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. Crow Armstrong puts it away for the out. And there's two away.
The right fielder, Luis Matos.
Luis Matos, the next Giant to hit. And a big swing and a miss. 2 outs, base is empty. And it remains 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. That K is his third of the game. Giants are down 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Bottom half of inning number 2. Here's the catcher, Carson Kelly. The 1-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Way out in front of that inside pitch there. Just exactly the opposite kind of approach that you want with 2 strikes. You want to let the ball travel. Make sure you recognize it. Try to shorten up so that you can at least put the ball in play. Clearly fooled, but I think even more so, you question the 2-strike approach.
Here's the center fielder, Pete Crow Armstrong. And that one popped in the air, left field. Adames. And puts the squeeze on that one. And there's 2 down.
That's a really nice play, ranging back into the outfield for that catch. We all know those can be a little tricky, especially if the wind's swirling around out there.
So here's Horner now. Chris, baseball today, so many strikeouts, and they are available to pitchers. But this is a guy that puts the bat on the ball and is kind of different from the players that we see day in, day out.
We got a full count.
swings and misses. It's a strikeout. Offense held in check there. We head on now to on the north side of Chicago. John Shelby and Chris Singleton. Well, here we go. Top of the third, scoreless game. And now here is David VR. Outside low. And that's ball 2.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So it's a good take by him.
That one misses. And now 3-1.
Back-to-back breaking pitches away, you get the feeling as a hitter that the pitcher's afraid of you, that he doesn't want to challenge you. So I think the confidence level is raised right here.
Swing and a ball popped in the air. Swanson sizes this one up, pulls it down, and he makes the catch. 1 away.
Batting 8, the catcher, number 14.
And now the catcher comes up to him. Patrick Bailey. Not close with that one. And a count 2-1. Line drive, base hit right field. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
Christian Koss, the next Giant to hit. And downstairs. 2-1.
Ball. 3-1.
Swings here and drives one well left field, way back, and you can forget it. And they jump out front. It's 2-0. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
So the lineup flips over. Here's Elliot Ramos. That breaking ball drops in for a strike. And there's a rocket into the outfield. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. Pitch was in and off the plate. So hard to do anything with a pitch in that location, but somehow he got the barrel to it and hit it well. Pretty amazing.
And here is Willie Adames. Still only 1 out here in the inning. And that one upstairs. Pitch count continues to climb. And Chris, it is going to be hard for him to get deep into this game with the way this is trending. Now front, pulls that one foul. Now it's 3-2. Stays alive.
There's sometimes where you have to pitch to contact to keep your pitch count down, allow yourself to get deep into the ball game, and that will help him to rack up some more W's.
That one ripped. For Armstrong, pulls it down, and there's 2 gone. Jung Hoo Lee will hit next. He's kind of an outlier, especially when guys are consciously sacrificing contact to deliver power.
Yeah, his swing is so good. It's in the zone a long time. He gets the barrel to it a lot, and that produces more base hits.
Caught him looking for the K. When the Giants go deep, it's bye-bye, baby. And it's 2-zip. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show. Set for the bottom of the third. So up now for Chicago, Dansby Swanson.
Swanson, former first-round pick by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Vanderbilt player in college, College World Series player, all that good stuff, but really coming into his own. Well, the offense has gotten going, and a pitcher wants to go out there, have a real quick inning, get those guys back into the dugout so those bats can stay hot. Well, after putting up a nice inning on offense, got some runs across, this is where you look for the starter to go out there, have a shutdown inning. Don't give that other team any hope. You just hope that he can get through this inning, get the bats back up there while they're hot.
Up and in, full count now.
Count is full.
Spoils a 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
5 foul balls in this at bat so far, and these two are going head to head. You can see the crowd. They're starting to get into it a little bit more and more each pitch, even though there hasn't been a ball in play yet. Well, he opted to go with the off-speed stuff on that 3-2 with the bases empty. Close pitch. And now he's got to work out of the stretch.
Nicky Lopez up to the plate. This is a guy who's in the lineup first and foremost because of what he contributes defensively, Chris. And when you talk about preventing runs from being scored, this guy is a big contributor. On the ground out to short. Off balance feed, there's one. Relay to first, double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Back to the top of the lineup. In half up to hit. And now 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup.
2-2.
In the air, left field, down the line, and that is a foul ball. Swing and a ball driven out to center. Way back there. Into the basket and gone. Home run. It just got out of here. His second homer this series, and they're on the board. It's 2-1.
Well, there goes the shutout. Just like that. They're still behind, but this is a start. When you have a team that hits home runs at such a high rate, they can get back in the ball game so quickly. That's why that leadoff walk was extremely costly.
So 2 down. Now here is Kyle Tucker. And that's down and away.
He should get a pretty good pitch to hit here with the 3-hole hitter coming up if he's walked.
Good job to fight that one off. 2 down, bases empty, but 1 run across here in the last half of the third. Gets a piece and stays alive. On the ground right side. Chapman over to first in time. And that will end the inning. But not before they're able to draw closer with this blast. And it's now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Wrigley Field, new inning getting started. Matt Chapman up to the plate now. On the ground. And foul ball. These two offenses can put up runs in a hurry. Struck him out looking. Now it's the DH, Wilmer Flores. 1 out, bases empty. And now 2-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, that high four-seam fastball has become such a staple as a strikeout pitch over the years. And what's so tough as a hitter is that you see it extremely well. The problem is the velocity and spin rate just happens to jump by you. You expand your zone, you don't stay tall on the backside, and you're really not even able to make contact. If you do, many times it's a pop-up.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. Giants go down quietly, but they still lead it 2-1. And welcome back to the ballpark. John Giambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Seiya Suzuki. Swing and a bouncer towards third, but it kicks foul. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. And there's a ball. Still 2-2 after the foul ball. Swing and a ball lined out towards center. Puts it away for the out.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
The Cubbies down by a run. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing, and this one's bounced on the ground. Adames, the throw to first. 2 up, 2 down.
Up next for the Cubs, the catcher, Carson Kelly.
And now the batter is Carson Kelly. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. And that extends the inning.
Look, I don't think that pitch would have been called a strike, but he did such a nice job of pulling his hands tight to the body and just getting enough of the barrel on it to be hard enough back up the middle for a knock.
And now here's a speed threat. Outfielder Pete Crow Armstrong. On the ground to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. 1 left for the Cubs. And they trail it here 2-1. Here at Wrigley Field, and now the first baseman, David VR. That misses the zone. Now 2 balls and a strike. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Brad Keller, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Thielbar, a left-hander, also throwing. And that one missing low.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
Swing and a ground ball, and it goes just foul. That one misses, so a leadoff walk.
That's a nice at bat and a great take on 3-2. Probably could have gone either way in that spot around the knees.
Now it's the Giants catcher, Patrick Bailey. Just missed. Swing and a miss as that one was high.
Well, when those hitters count, sometimes can be a little too aggressive, and a good pitcher will play off of that. He's got to get a better pitch to hit.
Swing and a miss. Had him out front for the strikeout.
Well, that at bat seemed to be over as soon as it started. 3-pitch strikeout. You've got to be better at the plate right there, at least to foul something off, extend that at bat.
Christian Koss, the next Giant to hit. Well struck left field. Pat going back on this one. And it hits the fence. Lead runner around second. Lead runner holds at third. So 2 runners in scoring position and just 1 out.
2 hits for him in this one, both for extra bases. Got to feel good about that. Put a pretty good swing on that one as he drove it out to deep left. Didn't quite have the right combination of launch angle and exit velocity to get it over the fence, but you're never going to be disappointed with extra bases.
So the batting order turns over. Here's the left calling for the intentional walk, and that loads up the bases. And the force play is now in order.
Well, it doesn't get much easier with this next batter, but I totally understand going with the intentional walk in that spot. He's just too dangerous at the plate right now, and there's a base open, so it gives you options defensively to get an out.
Next offering is in for a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Line drive, makes the grab, and there's 2 out.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's all you're looking to do anytime you're at the plate.
Jung-Hoo Lee, the next Giant to hit.
You know, this is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is, I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run. So they're all loaded up with 2 outs. Up the middle. On to Horner. Out to escape a bases-loaded jam unscathed. They leave him loaded. Last half of the 5th coming up. It's the Giants 2 and the Cubs 1.
Now pitching for
back now to start the bottom of the 5th and taking over on the mound, Jordan Hicks.
And he's done a great job keeping the ball in the park this year. The numbers stack up with some of the best in the game.
The second baseman,
Nico Horner will come up to hit.
Horner.
Fights that one away, still 1-2. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate. Throw to first. Gets him. One away on a drop third strike.
The batter, number 7.
Swanson digs in.
Shortstop, Dansby. Swanson.
The Giants leading by a run. Last half of inning number 5. Signs of movement in the Giants bullpen. Kyle Harrison getting ready to come in for Bob Melvin. The 1-2.
No, that's out.
That's to third. Throws across the diamond, and Swanson is set down.
Now batting, third baseman, Nicky Lopez.
Nicky Lopez, the next Cub to hit. Just missed. And they'll do it again. Two down, nobody on. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Cubs are down quietly. They're down 2-1.
Now pitching for
We're
the
back,
Chicago
and they make a
Cubs,
change to start the 6th.
Number 40.
The new pitcher, Brad Keller. He has a great
Keller.
slider with tons of movement. Here's Matt Chapman.
Leading off for the Giants, the second baseman, Matt Chapman.
On the ground to third. In time to Bush. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, designated hitter, Wilmer Flores.
And the batter now, Wilmer Flores. Up the middle, corner. 2 quick outs to open the top of the 6th.
Now batting, right fielder, Luis Matos.
2 down, base is empty. And up next for San Francisco, Luis Matos. That one down the line. Lopez tosses to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Top of the order due up in the home half of the 6th. It's the Giants 2 and the Cubs 1. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Ian Happ. He blasted one out earlier in the 3rd.
Just a solo home run, but an important swing of the bat in this game. We've already seen him do it once. Can he do it again?
Ball up.
Action in the San Francisco bullpen. Tyler Rogers getting ready to go. Bivens getting cranked up as well. Fouled off. He was late. Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. Rips one to left. That's a base hit. Off to a good start with a leadoff knock. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
Manager out of the dugout, and he's going to make a change. Jordan Hicks gives way, and he leaves in a one-run game. New pitcher coming on. We'll be back in a minute.
Now pitching for
new arm for the Giants, Kyle Harrison.
Number 45.
And he comes on here for the first time this season, and I'm sure there's some nerves involved in that, so we'll see how he settles in.
No outs, runner at first. Here's Kyle Tucker. Runner on the go. Swing and a miss. And that's a stolen base, not even close. And the tying run is now in scoring position. Next offering is downstairs. With the go-ahead run at the plate here in the bottom of the sixth. Now a pop-up on the infield. Adames brings it in. And there's one down.
That was a good hard fastball with some nice ride up in the zone right there. Hitter looked like he was on it, but I think that velocity at the end just beat him. Instead of a line drive or something hit deep, it's a pop-up and an easy out for the defense. Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
That clips a corner.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And a ground ball to first. And he handles it himself for the out.
Good fade and sinking action of that changeup. Got that hitter to roll over.
Now batting, the first baseman, Michael
Busch, the next to hit. This is what stat nerds like myself might call a high leverage situation.
Yeah, Boog, not sure what the numbers say, but clearly an at-bat that could change the course of this game dramatically.
Close, but called the ball. 2-1.
Home plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
That misses the zone, and that's ball 3.
Good pitchers make pitches in big situations, and right here with a middle-of-the-order hitter up, runner in scoring position, he's got to find a way to throw a quality strike.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. In to score from third. And it's an RBI single. It's 2-2.
Comes through with the RBI. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
Two outs.
Now
runner on first. And here's the catcher, Carson Kelly.
Ball game is still tied. They can get out of this inning with a tie game.
Two outs.
2-1.
In the dirt, but kept close. The 2-1. Hit in the air, center field. Lee makes the grab, and the inning is over. But they pick up one run on the RBI single. 2-2 game. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. On the north side of Chicago, John Sciambi and Chris Singleton, top of inning number 7. And here's the first baseman, David VR. And a swing and a miss. The Cubs bullpen with some action. Porter Hodge up and throwing for manager Craig Counsell. Palencia, a hard-throwing right-hander, up as well. Outside low, and it's 2-2.
The only adjustment he needs to make is his target. If you aim at the outside corner, that slider's going to end up way off the plate. Perhaps look a little more down the middle, and you get it right where you want it.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
No need to deviate from the slider right there. The hitter just not making the adjustment. He came at him with the breaking ball, pitch after pitch in that at bat, and evidently there was no answer for it.
And up next for the Giants, Patrick Bailey. Fouls one off. 2-2. One down, base is empty. Oh, he gloves it.
Now batting, first baseman, Christian Thomas.
Next to hit, Christian Koss. Pitch misses inside, and it's 2-1. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike.
3-1.
Hit hard on the ground to short. Throws to first. Giants go in order. Nothing doing there for San Francisco. Score remains 2-2.
Now pitching for
We're
San
back
Francisco.
in a new pitcher here to start the bottom of the 7th.
71.
Tyler Rogers.
And if you dig into his walk rate, his numbers are really impressive. He's really filled up the strike zone this season, so these batters better be ready to swing the bats.
Leading off.
So up now for Chicago, Pete Crow Armstrong.
Pete Crow Armstrong.
And it is 2-1.
You know, these Cubs looking to string together better at bats when they have runners on, but it just hasn't happened for them yet. They only have one hit with runners in scoring position, so a lot of squandered opportunities. It's tough because those are moments you just can't get back.
VR takes it himself, and the
batter,
leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
Nico.
Here's Nico Warner. The 1-1. And strike 2. Next pitch misses inside. Ball 2. Out to short. And it finds its way through for a hit. So the go-ahead run is on base with a knock. Dansby Swanson stands in. Throw to first.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Hard ground ball for a base knock. And the go-ahead run into scoring position. What away.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Really good swing right there. He got a pitch that he knew he could handle, allowed himself to stay back just a tad bit longer, and he hit the ball on the screws. Really important at bat coming up now.
Now here is Nicky Lopez. And that one fouled off. And there's a ball. One out. The go-ahead run is at second. Pitch misses, and the count's full.
At this point in the game, you cannot issue free passes. He's going to have to challenge this hitter. Hitter's got to be ready to swing it.
Line drive, and that's a base hit into center field. Horner flies around third. He will score, and they take the lead. 3-2.
Such great concentration. Everybody on their feet, knowing that you can come through with a good swing. And there he doesn't try to do too much.
Ian Happ, the next Cub to hit. Just missed.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
Swing and a miss as he was late.
That was the pitch to hit. Four-seam fastball instead of that sinker ball that makes you hit it on the ground. He missed a good one.
Swanson over at second. Lopez over at first with one away. On the ground, right side, and that's a foul ball.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
On the ground, 2 ball. In plenty of time to first, and now 2 gone.
Good late bite on that slider. Got the hitter out in front, rolled over on it. Exactly what he was supposed to do.
Kyle Tucker, the next Cub to hit.
If you don't get ahead in the count, you can forget about having any success against him.
Traffic on the bases with 1 already in. Here, the bottom of the 7th. And it remains 2-2.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Fights it off. He'll see another. Grinding AB right here. About to see pitch number 10. Outside low. And the count's full.
They tried to get him to go. Chase the pitch down and away, but he wouldn't bite.
So with second and third occupied, they go for the intentional walk. Base is now loaded, and there's a force at every base.
Now clearly didn't want to mess with them right there, so I think it makes sense to play the numbers game in this spot.
Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Tyler Rogers out of the game, and he leaves with the bases loaded, so he'll look for some help from his teammate coming in behind him.
Now pitching for
so the Giants with a new pitcher on the hill, Camilo Doval.
Should be a good first matchup for him here. He's been doing a great job against right-handed bats so far this season. They've had a lot of trouble squaring him up.
Seiya Suzuki, the next Cub to hit.
Boog, this has been a good one. A really good game to this point, and huge opportunity with the bases loaded.
Just missed.
That's the ball.
Boog, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
Bases loaded, 2 down.
That's the
In the dirt. Wow, that's a great job behind the dish there. Two outs. And he grounds one back up the middle. A sliding stop and short. What a play. Inning over. But the RBI single pushes across a run. It's now a 3-2 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the eighth. Porter Hodge.
Well, the best relievers love the opportunity to come in and protect a tight lead late in the ball game. Some of them are just wired different, so we'll see what he's got here.
So digging in, Elliot Ramos.
The left fielder, Elliot Ramos.
Looking to get the tying run on base. And that skips in the dirt. Activity in the bullpen. Ryan Presley up and throwing for manager Craig Counsell. Two one now. Right through there for a strike.
Yeah, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
And a foul ball, he stays alive. That's off the mark, and the count is filled up.
Really good take, especially with two strikes.
And the tying run is on base.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I tell you what, he earned that walk.
No outs, runner at first. And digging in for San Francisco, Willie Adames. There's a 1-1. A little out front there as he swings through it.
With two strikes, may see some movement over there at first base, trying to stay out of the double play right here.
Just outside, and the count is 2-2.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out, and now one away. And now the center fielder, Jung-Hoo Lee. Holding on to a one-run lead, and we're in the top of the eighth. Line drive, that's a base hit. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away.
Good two-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good. Now that sets up a huge at-bat in this ballgame.
Matt Chapman to the plate in this high-leverage situation. On the ground, a second, might be two. Good feed, that's one, and that's two.
Well, the second baseman made that one look easy. Great feed to the shortstop. Shortstop completes the play. They get out of a jam, and they end the inning.
Ready for the bottom of the eighth. Now the Cubs' four-hole hitter, Michael Busch. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. And that's outside. Doval, a very difficult guy to get hits off of. It's really rare for teams to string stuff together against him.
He wins every pitch. And for a hitter, sometimes a victory is just fouling off one of his pitches.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Kelly.
Here's the catcher, Carson Kelly. Busch on at first, nobody out.
Unless he beats himself, somehow can't find it, doesn't have the control command that day, you can pretty much forget about it.
That one missed. Meanwhile, Activity in the bullpen. Eric Miller getting ready to come in for Bob Melvin. Check swing, called strike. As a hitter, there's even more pressure to take advantage of any mistake, right?
Yeah, and you're hoping that, somehow, some way, whether it's a hit by pitch, a walk, something bad happens, because outside of that, stuff is just too good to fail.
Battling here as he fouls it away.
And he's got deception in his delivery, and it's not that he's trying to deceive the hitters. He just has this natural flow that makes it hard for hitters to pick the ball up. It gets on them a little bit quicker than they anticipate, even though they know what the velocity numbers are. The cutter right there had just enough movement on it to get the swing and miss. It wasn't a great location by any means. That's typically a spot that hitters can handle, so I'd say he fooled him with just enough of that late action.
So up next, Pete Crow Armstrong. That one misses. Now 2 balls and a strike. And that one in the air center field. Hauls it in, and there's 2 away. And next for the Cubs, Nico Horner.
Second baseman, Nico Horner.
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Now there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes for the 3rd straight at bat. So no runs in the inning despite the leadoff walk, and that does it. Through 8 full, it's the Cubs 3 and the Giants 2.
Now pitching for
back
the Cubs.
now, and on the mound, the closer, Ryan Presley. Hasn't pitched in the last 3 days.
Presley.
And now it's the Giants DH, Wilmer Flores. And that one lifted in the air center field. Makes the catch for the out. And up next for San Francisco, Luis Matos. Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the 9th. Turned on, but foul wide of third. One down, base is empty. That one outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. And the Giants down to their final out.
Just a mid-90s challenge fastball right there. Not much to it. And I'm sure he'd love another swing at it because it was in a very hittable location. Those are the swings where you can sometimes start to question yourself as a hitter and say, how did I miss that? But you know what happens.
Now Bob Melvin going with a pinch hitter. Mike Yastrzemski trying to get something going for him with 2 away. And a 1-1. And that's outside.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Headed towards the corner. And he can't quite get there. It's a foul ball. Presley is just one strike away. And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
Well, a real balanced ball game, 3-2 score. We saw some hitting at times. We saw some good pitching at other times. And I think very balanced, very pleasurable game, I think, for the fans as well as for us up here in the booth. Watching the execution by both teams was really impressive. They did it in all facets of the game.
A 3-2 final score in this one. They hang on to win it by a run. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us.